Hello everybody, welcome to my second video on the concrete mix design, a practical approach. In my previous video, we have learned about how to design a concrete mix or rather a customized mix. And in the end, I will explain you about what is a SSD condition, that is a saturated surface dry condition, and also the water or the moisture correction which needs to be applied to the system. So if you haven't liked or subscribed my channel yet, then do like and subscribe my channel so that you don't miss any of my updates and videos. So let's begin. Hello friends, welcome back. In our last video, we have learned about concrete mix design, a practical approach, and in that video at the end I have already mentioned about I will talk about the SSD condition and the water correction in my next video. So here I have with you what exactly is SSD condition. See, if you have learned about in the IS code for concrete mix design, that is IS 10262 2009 or maybe 2019, it is clearly mentioned that the aggregate should be in the SSD condition. Now what exactly is SSD condition? Let us understand that first. See, SSD corresponds to saturated surface dry condition. Saturated surface dry condition. Now what exactly is this SSD condition? Let us say I take a particle or a piece of stone or a piece of aggregate, right? I dip it inside water. This is my bucket of water. I dip it inside the water for some time. After dipping for some time, I will remove it back. What I will observe is that this aggregate, by the virtue of its property of water absorption, will absorb or imbibe the water inside it. Am I right? Yes. And there will also be some amount of water particles which are present on the surface of this aggregate. Now what I will do is I will take a dry cloth and I will remove all these water particles which are present on the surface of this stone particle, right? This results into there is only this aggregate and there is water inside, and this water is in the fully saturated condition. This condition wherein my aggregate has absorbed full amount of water to its full capacity, that is, it is fully saturated from inside, but the surface of this is completely dry. The surface is completely dry. This condition is called as the SSD condition, that is saturated surface dry. As you can see, saturated from inside, and surface dry from outside. This is an SSD condition, and in the concrete mix design, my aggregates should correspond to the saturated or SSD condition. Now, what exactly can happen? Now, what can happen is that you have a site wherein you have dumped your aggregates. Maybe it is a 10 mm or a 20 mm, or it can be even a crushed sand as well. This is your ground surface, ground level, and you have stacked these aggregates on this ground. Now it can be either rainy season or it can be summer or it can be winter, irrespective of which season it is. What generally you will have to take is that you have to take a sample of these aggregates and weigh them. Let us say that weight is W1. Now the same aggregates which you have weighed as W1, you will oven dry it at a temperature of 105 to 110 degrees centigrades for around 24 hours. You will oven dry them, and after oven drying them you will weigh them again, and let us say you have that weight as W2. Now what have you seen is that W1 is the weight of the original aggregates which are present on the site minus W2, which is the weight of the oven dried aggregates. W1 minus W2 will be the weight of water which has been absorbed, weight of the water absorbed by the aggregate. Am I right? It is the weight of the water which has been absorbed by the aggregate, and when you divide it by the weight of the dry aggregate, that is W2, then you will get the water content. Now, what is the difference between the water content and the water absorption? Can anybody tell me what is the difference between the water content versus the water absorption? See, water absorption is basically the capacity of the aggregate to absorb the water. That is how much maximum amount of water it can absorb. While water content is the actual, at any point of time, what is the amount of water which is present. See, if you carefully see page which are already reflected in my last video, wherein the water absorption which is given to me over here, it is being derived when I gave my sample to a NABL approved lab, and the NABL approved lab gave me this value of 20 mm as 1%, 1.5 and 4%. These are the capacity or the full capacity of the aggregate, and that depends upon the property. It is the property of the aggregate by the virtue of which how much amount of water it can fully absorb. That is this 1%, 1.5% and 4%. But the water content is the at any point of time how much water is actually present inside. Right, that is the difference between both of them. So coming back, you have observed that by this you have calculated the water content. It can easily be calculated on the field. You take a sample of the aggregates, you weigh them, let us say W1, you oven dry it at a temperature of 105 to 110 for 24 hours. You weigh them, W2, W1 minus W2 by W2 into 100 obviously will be my water content in percentage. Now by doing so, there can be three cases. Right, there can be three cases. Let us say my SSD condition, my water content is 4%. That means my water absorption is 4%, which about the crush standard is 4%, and the same I have taken it here as an example. Say that there can be three conditions which can be which can form, or rather not a three condition but the three possibilities. The first possibility is that the water content which you obtain from this the above exercise is equal to 4%, is less than 4%, and it is more than 4%. Now this water content becoming exactly equal to 4% is, you can say, it is rarest of the rare possibility. In that case, what you can simply say is that my aggregate which is available at the site itself conforms to an SSD condition, so you do not have to make any kind of correction. So you will say a no corrections is required, right? But as I repeat, it is the rarest of the rare condition which you will not actually obtain it on field. Let us say the second case or a second possibility, that is when my water content is less than you say 4%. Now I would like to explain you with this. See, this is your stone or a water, what you can say, this is your stone aggregate or aggregate spat particle, sample particle, and when I say it is less than 4%, let us say this much amount of water it has absorbed, right? This much amount of water it has absorbed. Let us say this is 3% and this is 1%. If it would have absorbed complete or full amount of water, then this would have been 1% plus 3% equal to 4%, and I would have obtained my SSD condition. But since it is occupying 3%, I will say it is in the possibility number 2, that is the water content is less than 4%, right? In such a case, what happens is that how much water you are going to add? You are going to add 160 liters of water, but this 160 liters of water which you are going to add is corresponding to the SSD condition, right? Now since this is not an SSD condition because it is only 3%, what will happen is that when you add this 160 liters of water, a part of this water is going to be used in filling up these 1%, so that my aggregate comes into the category of SSD condition. Did you understand? I repeat it once again. if when you add this water of 160 liters, a part of this water is going to be utilized so as to make this aggregate conform to SSD condition by filling up this space. In other words, can I say that lesser amount of water will be available to my concrete mix for a hydration process? Yes, I will receive less amount of water, or I will have a lesser amount of water for hydration. That means my strength is going to be affected, as my hydration process will be affected, and there will be many other things as well. So this is a case where I will have to add the water. If I cannot add 160 liters, but I will have to increase my water content to more than 160 liters, so that this additional amount of water which I am going to add will be utilized in making this aggregate to conform to the SSD condition, and remaining 160 will be used for my hydration process, so that the strength of the concrete does not get adversely affected. Now, how much amount of additional water I have to add? Let us say we will calculate it. Right. This is 1%. It has absorbed 3%, and 1% is still it is left, I will say. So I have to add 1% of the water. This much amount of water needs to be added. How to calculate that? Let us see now. This is the 1%. So 1% of the water you will have to add to the system. And when you add the water, corresponding changes have to be incorporated in the weight of the aggregates. Right. Now let us come to the third and the last possibility, that is when my water content is more than 4%. Now how is this possible? Let us see. More than 4%, that means that all the water has been absorbed by the aggregates. As I already told, what is the water absorption capacity? It is 4%, so it has completely absorbed. But I say that the water content is more than 4%. How is that possible? That is possible when the excess amount of water which is there after completely absorbing itself is available on the surface. This is the surface water. Right, this is the surface water. So this, let us say, I say it is 1%. So my total water content will be 4% plus 1%, that is equal to 5%. This is my third possibility. Now this possibility, how to make the necessary corrections is that what I need is that I need to add 160 liters of water so as to bring my aggregate to the SSD condition. It is, my water content is more than the SSD condition by how much amount? By 1%, because of this surface water. So I will have to reduce the water content in this case. In the case number 2 over here, I was required to add water. Why? Because I was having a lesser amount of water than the SSD condition. But in this case, since my water content is more than SSD condition, I will have to reduce the water content. Because in this case, if I add this 160 liters of water, this 160 liters of water will be added with this 1%, and I would be landing up with more amount of water. That is more amount of water, that means more amount of water to cement ratio, that means lesser amount of strength by simple Adams principle. So how much amount of water I will have to reduce from the system? I will have to reduce 1% amount of water from the system. And when I do that correction, corresponding corrections which have to be made by increasing the weight of the aggregates. So let us come back to our original example and let us see what is the condition and how to apply these correction factors. See, the water absorption of 1% for 20 mm, 1.5% for 10 mm and 4% for crushed sand. I have obtained it from the NABL approved lab, as I already mentioned. And when I calculated the water content from the field experiment, I came to know that I did not have any kind of water content, that is, it was nil. In other words, can I say that I was completely testing my material during the peak season or a peak time of summer. That means what all the water content could have been available inside was completely evaporated because of this heat, right? And I was left up with nil or no or zero water content. Now what do I mean by let us once again revise it. As I already mentioned, what all maximum amount of water which can be absorbed was, it is lying inside, that is the water absorption. In my particular case, since my water content is 0, I can say that inside my aggregate I do not have any kind of water particle present, that is, it is completely dry. So, and if I add this 160 liters of water, what will happen is that a major fraction of this water would be absorbed by these dry particles in becoming into an SSD condition, and lesser amount of water will be available for my concrete for hydration process. That will result into lesser strength because my hydration would not be complete. That will also add up to my more amount of voids, and that will also result into many other adverse effects on my concrete, right? Unhydrated paste also would be there. So I will have to add more water, right, so that my this dry aggregate or a dry stone particle comes into an SSD condition. So now how much amount of water do I need to add? That we will have to calculate, right? Let us say it is 20 mm. I will draw 10 mm, and CS means a crushed sand, right? CS means a crushed sand. Let us see. For coming back to 20 mm, how much is the water absorption? It is 1%. That is, it has a capacity of absorbing 1% of water. How much it is water content? It is dry. That means 1% of water I will have to reduce. 1% of what? Obviously 1% of the weight of that 20 mm aggregate, which is 603 kgs. 1% of 603 comes out to be 6.03 kgs. Similarly, when I come to 10 mm aggregate, how much is the water absorption for 10 mm? It is 1.5%. How much is the water content? It is nil. That means this 1.5% I will have to add, right? So it is 1.5% of what? Of the weight of this 10 mm aggregate, that is 493. That turns out to be approximately 7.4 kgs. What about crushed sand? The water absorption of a crushed sand is 4%. So it will be 4%. So 4% of what? 4% of 810. And that turns out to be 32.4 kgs. That means if I add these 6 kgs, 7 kgs and 32 kg, that comes out to be 46 kgs. Can I say that I need to add 46 kgs or 46 liters of more water to my system so that the aggregates which are currently in the dry condition, they can become into an SSD condition state? That is, what happens is that when you take these aggregates, these 46 liters are going into to make these aggregates, all these aggregates, that is 10 mm, 20 mm and crushed sand, from dry state to SSD state, so that remaining 160 liters would be available for my hydration. So what is the revised water content? Revised water which I need to add is 160 liters plus this 46 liters, out of which this 46 will be for a change of state from a dry condition to an SSD condition, because they will be absorbed by these aggregates, and balance 160 liters would be for my hydration process. So total will be 160 plus 46, 206 liters of water I will need to be add to the system, right? Now when I will add the water, my system should be in equilibrium. That means I will have to reduce the corresponding aggregates also. Are you trying to understand what I'm trying to tell you? See, let us say I take an example of this 20 mm aggregate in wherein the weight was 603 kgs for SSD condition. Now in SSD condition, when it is 603 kgs, that means this aggregate is 603 kgs. That means this will 603 kgs can be divided as the weight of the aggregate solid plus the weight of the water which is absorbed inside completely, right? That is in the SSD condition. So this 603 will be the sum of the weight of the solids plus the weight of the water which has been absorbed. Now what will happen is, when I use a dry aggregate as against this, when I use this dry aggregate, what will happen is, and if I take this 603 kgs, I will land up with more amount of solids because there is no water, right? Let us say it is how much it is, 1%, right? So the solids will be 99 and the water will be 1, so that 99 plus 1 will be 100. But if I use this dry particle instead of this SSD condition, what will happen is that since there is no water, entire 100 will go as the weight of the solids as against the 99. That means without any correction, if I make to the aggregates, I will land up with more amount of solids. The weight will be same. I will weigh this aggregate as 603, but my solids in this case will be 99 because 1% would be water inside. However, in the second case, if I take 603, it will be full 603, 100% of 603, 603 entire would be solids. So my system will have more amount of weight of the aggregates if I do not do any kind of corrections to this, right? So how to correct is as simple, is similar to what corrections you did for water. You have added 6.03 kgs of water to my 20 mm aggregates. So these 6 kgs I will have to reduce with the weight of 603 minus 6.03. That will turn out to be 597 kgs approximately. Now this 7.4 kgs of water you are going to add to the system. So this 7.4 you will have to reduce it from the aggregates. How much is the 10 mm aggregates? It is 493. So 493 minus 7.4 approximately comes out to be 486 kgs. Similarly for crushed sand, 32.4 kgs or 32.4 liters of water you are going to add to the system. So 32.4 kgs of aggregates you will have to reduce. Reduce from where? Reduce from this 810. So 810 minus 32.4 comes out to be 778 kgs approximately, right? So these, after corrections, if I say what is the revised or the final content of my ingredient content, I will say cement is same, it will be unchanged as 435. Water, yes, water which is 160 plus 46 liters, that is 206 liters of water I will have to add, in which I've already told you 160 for my hydration and 46 so that I will bring my aggregates from a dry state to an SSD state. Admixture, as I already told you, admixture will be what? Admixture will be 1.25% of Cicaplast. Water to cement ratio will be the same 0.368. Now many of you must be confused over here that the cement content is the same, the water have increased from 160 to 206. Why the water to cement ratio remains the same? It should increase. The confusion is alright, but answer is it will remain the same. The reason is that, try to understand. In the water to cement ratio, W stands for water content. This water is required for a hydration and it is plays no role. This water which is there plays no role in making it to the SSD condition. See, what I have is that I have added 206 liters of water, but these 206 liters of water, this 46 liters is going to make my aggregate from dry state to the SSD state. Is it going to be used for my hydration? No, so I will not use it. This 160 liters I will use it for hydration, so this is going to be my W. Similar on the same lines, how can you understand is that this W will, this the water which I will need to add to the system after when my aggregates are in the SSD condition, right? I added 206 liters, 46 goes into making it SSD condition. What is remaining? It is 160. So that 160, either you say it is used for hydration, or that is that amount of water content at which already my aggregates are in SSD condition. That is W. That is the water to cement ratio. W will remain 160 and my WC ratio will remain as same as 0.368, right? So I have done with the admixture. Now what is the 20 mm aggregates? The 20 mm aggregates, it will be my 597, right? will be 597 kgs, right? What about my 10 mm aggregates? My 10 mm aggregates will be revised to 486 kgs, 486 kgs. Similarly, my crushed sand will be from 810, it will be 778 kgs. Now friends, we must have learned in our elementary that in our basic of BE civil engineering, we must have learned that a thumb rule, the what all quantities or the ingredients or the proportions which we received from our mixed design, we can easily correlate it with the thumb rule. That is, the density, we know the density of concrete 2500 kg per cubic meter, right? This is what my 1 cubic meter corresponds to. Now in order to, if I add all this, it should be nearby around 2500 kgs. Let us say cement, it is 435, water, it is 206, admixture 1.25% of 435, it turns out to be 5.44 kgs, plus 20 mm, it is 597 kgs, plus 10 mm 486 kgs, plus crushed sand 778 kgs. And if you add all of these, you are going to get equal to 2507 kgs. That means it is nearby to 2500. It should be somewhat more than, not lesser than, but not too more than also. It is nearby but more than 2500, so that is okay. You can say my mix is proper. It is. Now it can easily be compared or it can be demonstrated on field with the help of a yield test as well. I will talk about yield tests somewhat later. You can, people, let me know in the comment box if you need to know about what is yield test and what to do, how to do it. I will also be very happy and glad to explain about it, but not right now. If you can tell me in the comment box, I'll surely make a video for that as well. So here we have got the density as 2507 kgs. One word I would like to tell you about here is that air entrainment we have taken as 1% over here, right? If you would have taken or ignored the air entrainment, or have taken 0% of the air entrainment, you would have observed that this density, which is now we have received at 2507, will come out lesser than 2500. It will 2490 kg or something. That would have given you, because I have already tried this. I have tried this because when I did this experiment or when I did this trial, the IS code of 2019 version was not released. So I adopted the older version of 2009 only, wherein there was no air entrainment clause present. So I ignored it. And I observed that my density was lesser than what was required. My density was 2490, but my basic minimum density of concrete should be 2500. So, and even confirmed it with the yield test also. It also showed me that it is lesser than 2005, and that means I came to know that the importance of incorporating 1% of the air entrainment. And after I did this of 1% air entrainment, I observed the density of 2507 by yield by thumb rule, as well as when I performed the yield test, my density lied nearby to 2507, definitely more than 2500 kgs. So that clearly reflected the importance of incorporating the 1% air entrainment in my volume of the concrete. So friends, I hope you must have enjoyed and learned a lot from this video. Last video I had talked about the concrete mix design, a practical approach, and in this particular video I have talked about what is SSD condition, how to make the necessary water corrections, how water gets adjusted, and how corresponding the weight of the aggregates also have to be taken into modified and accordingly. Right friends, so I'll bring you more and more videos. So if you haven't liked and subscribed my channel, I request you to like and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.